All right, we're going to try this again. Oh dear, where do we start? Beasties, I don't know where to start this week. Yeah, okay, my name would be good, wouldn't it? I reckon they know who I am, but...
Yeah,
all right, I'm Karin, otherwise known as BATB Passion.
And I am Janeen, otherwise known as Janeen on Twitter or J Cole on Facebook.
Cool. And I might let Janeen...
No, don't.
No, why not?
No, please.
Okay.
Because you're the one that's got trouble with this episode, and I'm going to give you a psychological answer to everything that you didn't like about the show. Because I'm fully qualified.
Yeah, well, we are. And
in my own home.
And we'll try and be rational and sane about it.
No, I'll be rational.
Okay.
I'll be sane.
All right.
You can be all the other beasties. And let me help you, help me to help you.
Okay then. All right. Where do I start? I enjoyed the episode, okay?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the episode for what it was. Oh, by the way, Beasties, just in case you hadn't guessed, we're talking about episode 10 of season 2 of Beauty and the Beast. That was called Ancestors.
And how does that make you feel?
Sigmund Freud, eat your heart out.
No one's as good as I am.
Yeah, well, this is true. No one is as good as you are.
Big jam. Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Okay, done. I enjoyed it, and actually I was driving over here trying to intellectualise what was missing for me, and I don't know that I've quite put my finger on it yet. It was a good episode. It was fast paced. There was a lot of action in it. I liked the whole heist. I liked the deeper mythology, and I'm racking my brain already as to how Catherine via this gem might be connected, and I've got some harebrained ideas going on in my head about that. So there was a lot to like. Again, I reiterate, like a broken record, I have no problems with Tori. Don't throw things at me, please, Beasties. I've read a lot of even...
It'll hit me too.
True. I've read a lot of reviews that are still aching for Tori to be put on that bus and, like Alex, and to be sent away, that she has no purpose, that she's whiny, that she's getting in the way of Vincat. I don't see any of that. I just see her for what she is. And who else is she going to gravitate to but Vincent? Because at the moment, it appears that they're the only two beasts left in the world. So I wouldn't be letting him go for dear life. And as we've discussed before, if we were in her place, we'd be doing a lot more.
I wouldn't be just gravitating.
Yeah, well,
I'd be a magnet. I'd be stuck. Stuck at the lips, joined at the hips. Yeah. No way. That's what I'd be doing with Vincent.
Yeah. Well, this is true. So, we have to give her some understanding. So, that aside, I had no problems with Tori this episode. We know she's got another couple of episodes to go. End of story. I don't care if they kiss. I really don't care what they do, because it's only a means to an end at the end of the day. There was all this hullabaloo with some promotional shots that appear to have been deleted. Hullabaloo. Well, it's an Australian expression. Give me a break. That appear to have been deleted scenes of Vincent almost kissing Tori. Look. Now, if they were deleted because they realised that would create too much of a fuss, or if they're in fact, as what some people have intimated, actually scenes from next week's episode.
Last week's. Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I think we said back in dinner, Thanksgiving, whatever.
The Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Guess who's coming to dinner? Yes. That we were expecting a kiss between
Vincent
and Tori.
Yes.
We were expecting one back then. I'm still expecting one.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily going to like it, but I'm expecting it. So therefore, I'm not going to be shocked if it happens.
No.
And I'm not actually going to get all worked up about it, and I'm not going to get angry about it. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm not going to yell, scream, and throw things at Twitter or Amber or anyone else. I'm just going to go, okay, yep, I expected it, and it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what we need to do with, personally, I think that's what we need to do with some of the things that we don't like. We know at the end of the day that there's going to be a massive pullback towards Vincent and Catherine. We know that it's coming within the next few episodes. So these ones, I think we need to just go, you know what, we were expecting it. It's happened.
Let it play out.
Don't get angry about it, because the only person that's upsetting is you.
Yep.
The person that's angry. And I think we need to do as quite often is tweeted by JT and even by the writers themselves on I saw there was a writing trend this morning, have faith and just hang in there with them.
Correct.
Because it's a season-long story, not a week-by-week episodic story. Yes. So the story is bigger than just one episode.
Yep. And I think I saw Austin say something along that line too.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely dead
Yes.
on, as usual.
I would quote unquote Austin, but I didn't say it for words. So,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
paraphrasing Austin basis there.
Just get over Tori.
We love
Don't
you,
worry
Austin.
about it. Another couple of episodes,
Yeah.
she'll be gone, and we go on. And you know, something occurred to me.
Tell me.
So I read quite a few things that said, oh, for God's sake, you know what's going to happen? Catherine is going to be Vincent's second choice again, because it's only because of Tori going or dying that Vincent will regain his humanity and be able to choose Catherine. Now, what if I flip that over and say, what if, and this is a what if, he was brainwashed by Daddy Dearest. We picked up in the Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and those episodes that Tori had an effect on Vincent. What if this is a form of brainwashing? What if her effect on him is affecting his mind, and when she's gone, it actually clears up?
You know what? I hope that's it.
What if
I'm not going to do, actually, is entertain that thought that Catherine is Vincent's second choice.
Yeah, because she's not.
I'm sorry, she's not.
No, she never
She's
would
not.
be.
She's not his second choice. Tori is in there for a bigger reason than romance. Now, are they insinuating that there's a relationship between them? Yes. Do I care?
Oh, possibly.
Well,
But
no,
it's
you know,
pretty
the
tenuous.
newspaper article,
Yeah,
you know,
okay,
and
but
they're saying, oh, our future and all this sort of stuff. There's an insinuation that there is a possible relationship there.
Not much of one, but
Not on Vincent's side.
no, exactly.
Now, that's my whole point. It might be Tori that's saying our future, our relationship, our this, our that.
Yep.
But if you look at the eyes of Vincent, when he's talking to Tori, he's not engaging in that conversation with her at all.
No, he's not.
He's
From
letting her have her thoughts. He's not actually entertaining them himself. Now, I hear what you're saying about the whole possibility of Tori being around, so therefore Vincent can't see past Tori and negates his feelings for Catherine. I just think, I'm not even going to entertain it, I just think Vincent is doing what any normal person would do under the situation that he's been in. He's been abducted, he's been brainwashed, he's been shot by the girl that he thought loved him. He's feeling a little bit, you know what, you can get effed.
Yeah, well.
And who would blame him? But he knows that he still loves her. He knows that he knows that the feeling is there. He knows that the pull's there. But he's talking himself out of liking her at the moment.
For good reason.
As you would.
I reckon I have a problem with...
I think if someone shot me, I'd probably look, I don't think I want to talk to you anymore.
I
don't want to be your friend.
Yeah, well, that's very
Go
true.
away.
So that sort of takes care of Tori.
Hey, puppy.
The Gabe kiss, we're sort of jumping a bit to the end. Again, look, that it was slightly inappropriate to kiss your boss in full view of everybody at a cop shop. I do get that.
But
Understand that.
everybody at the precinct knows that Mohinder, for quote unquote, of that
Yes.
smart women like stupid TV shows or whatever that article is.
I like her. She's great.
No,
She's great.
for Gabe.
Yes.
Everybody knows Gabe's in love with Catherine anyway, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't have shocked anyone at the precinct.
Well, that's true too. And look, it was just a momentary thing. It wasn't some big passionate kiss. None of the kisses in this episode fazed me whatsoever.
Actually, didn't we mention that? Because we've just watched the episode again, and I said to you, at no stage of any of the 3 or 4 kisses that we saw was there any passion in it.
No, that's right.
There's no passion.
Exactly.
See, it's all in the kiss. When Vincent and Catherine kiss, there's passion.
Yeah. I agree.
Catherine
with
was pissy kissing. She wasn't
Kissing,
really.
kissing.
Was kissing the boy to protect her undercover.
Yes. Yeah, that's the other thing that came up.
Go.
I've read those reviews. Oh, you know, Catherine was trying to piss him off or was trying to make Vincent jealous by kissing Patrick. It wasn't about jealousy. He had started to move towards her. Catherine realised he was about to bust her cover, so she went in for the kiss. It was all about protecting her cover as Mara, because what would Vincent have done? Catherine,
Hey,
what
Catherine.
are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, but go back and watch it again and you'll
Yep.
see that Catherine doesn't kiss Patrick until Vincent goes
Makes a
to
move.
approach her.
Yes, correct.
It isn't until that very moment that she then grabs him and then kisses him. So go back and have a look. There's nothing about
Absolutely.
making Vincent jealous. She's
That was a
seen
nice
Vincent.
bonus.
She's seen Vincent going, holy crap, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? I'm here undercover, he's not supposed to know. If Vincent now turns around and says, Catherine, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Her cover's blown, oh my
Yep.
God, all right, come here.
Yeah.
Let me
I thought
kiss
it was
you.
a very smart move by her in the circumstances.
Actually,
she did some smart moves in this episode.
She was very smart in this episode. Like, everything about Catherine was smart,
And
apart
sassy,
from her denial of loving Vincent.
Yes, well.
But everything else, her police work was very smart.
Yes, I do agree.
And I love that she kicks butt.
Yes.
Go Cat.
A bit like Tori, guys, Gabe is just a means to an end for a couple more episodes.
Yeah.
Because then we've been told we're going to have Vincat back.
Yeah, but unfortunately I think Gabe's going to be in there a lot.
Yeah, I do agree. Probably till the end of the season. I like somebody's theory that he's the big bad behind all of this. That ultimately he's going to come out as the big bad at the end of the season. He's the one that hired them for the heist. He's the one that knows everything. He's the one that's connecting it.
He knows what the gem is and what it means?
Yep.
Do you think he knows that the FBI person is after the gem?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Could
I'll
well
have to
be.
think about that.
Yeah, could well be.
The pressure. Let's think about it.
I know that, and maybe that was one of my problems with the episode. They put in so much, and it's good, and it was well paced, but there's now so much to think about. Us poor beasties in our heads, as well as wanting our beloved Vincat back, and as well as a lot of beasties not being into Tori, and a lot of beasties not being into Gabe.
Look, I'm not
There's
into
so
either
much
one of
to
them
think
either,
about that it gets distracting. And my favourite scenes, bar none, this entire episode, and I think I know why.
Beast 911.
Beast 911, Beast up,
Avenge
me! Austin,
quote unquote.
you can do no wrong. I loved the JT and Vincent scenes in this episode.
Actually,
I think it's because it harkens back to season 1 to the bromance, and I didn't realise how much I missed it till I saw it really re-emerge in this episode, because I saw old Vincent in this episode.
Yeah.
People are saying he's still a jerk, he's still an ass, he's still a this, he's still a that.
In the discussions with
there was
JT,
so much more of old Vincent.
Old Vincent.
Yeah.
Absolutely old Vincent. And I have to say that I have a little bit of an issue with the beginning of that scene. JT. Austin, if you're sitting on the floor with an ice bag, why are you sitting on the floor? You've obviously gotten up, got to the ice bag. Why are you sitting on the floor?
Oh, you're pedantic, aren't
I
you?
know. How ANAL is that? Seriously. But anyway, moving on. I did notice that. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Why is he on the floor if he's already got the ice bag?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because if they've just come in and attacked him, etc., and he's supposedly on the floor calling Vincent Beast 911.
But he's been calling him for a while.
Yeah, but why is he on the floor? Why is he sitting on the floor like this? Why isn't he on the couch? Why isn't he sitting at the bar?
Austin,
why isn't he?
Austin, if you could tweet
really,
at
it's okay.
Janeen or at BATB Passion and give us an answer to that question.
Tweet it to me, but you don't have to. And in all honesty, you don't really have to answer that. That was just something I went, oh, that doesn't make sense to me. Moving on now.
But my favourite scenes, bar none. I know everyone raves about the Mr. and Mrs. Smith scene between Catherine and Vincent at the Russian consulate, and yes, it was groovy, yes, the sparks were flying, yes, there's a thin line between love and hate and blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed it, I like looking at it. I reckon, by the way, Jay Ryan would make an awesome James Bond. He was pretty cool in that scene, but it wasn't my favourite scene because, and maybe I hadn't realised how much I missed.
I just worked out what you didn't like about the episode.
Okay, please tell me.
There's no waist, naked from the waist up, Jay Ryan. I mean, Vincent. That's what it was. No hope trails. No nothing. Niente. Zip. Never. That's fine. That's it. I quit. I'm going. No, not really. Sorry.
No, well, you're the one that usually goes on about that. Not so much me. I like things left to the imagination. Stop it. I like
to climb on
Vincent.
to. Hang on to.
Stop it.
All right.
Cut it out.
Okay.
I like Vincent in a suit. I thought he looked particularly good.
Okay, can we just
in
backtrack
those
a bit?
scenes? Yeah. Okay. What do you want to backtrack
I did
to?
actually just to Austin.
Oh yeah,
JT,
you're always
JT,
happy to backtrack to Austin.
I actually tweeted to Jay Ryan and Austin that the bromance between them was just stellar.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
it was
think
great
I
to
retweeted
see.
that.
I honestly saw the old Vincent
Same.
with JT
JT.
in this episode.
Yeah.
It was definitely the Vincent's old insecurities, Vincent's old what do I do, asking, seeking
JT for
advice
from
JT, and I think they're the glimpses of Vincent that we've been looking for.
Yeah, And maybe that was my problem. I loved that so much in isolation that I wanted to see more of that with maybe Catherine.
Well, I've heard a rumour that JT's not in it next week.
Yeah, 211 he's not.
He's not in
it.
He
has tweeted that.
Not happy,
no,
but okay then. We'll move on. However,
momentarily.
only for next week after that.
Exactly.
But then, from what Austin's been tweeting, there's a lot more bromance coming back, and yes. I'm really looking forward to that.
I can't wait.
Because I love the interaction between Vincent and JT. I think they're just they are, apart from Vincent and Catherine, as you were saying, they are the story.
Yeah.
The romance.
Absolutely. The bromance is integral to the core of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe liking those scenes so much, because I realised that actually Catherine and Vincent together had very little screen time together. There was the few seconds in the bar when he sees her kiss Patrick.
Yeah.
There was that, minute and a half at the Russian consulate.
Maybe that's what you didn't like
then maybe, upstairs when she has the gun on him. But there was very little meaningful Vincent and Catherine, and maybe that's what was missing for me. That everything else happened and their togetherness or lack of it didn't take centre stage.
Maybe.
Because, like I said, JT and Vincent, completely and utterly, without even having to think about it, my favourite scenes.
I think that might be what's wrong, is that there wasn't those Vincat moments, even though they're not together.
Yeah.
We've
had more of them together in other
previous
episodes.
Well, they have torn them apart.
Yeah, they have.
They pulled them apart, and they're now bringing them back. And it was funny, Karin said to me during the week, they better hurry up and bring them back together because there's not a lot of show left. And I said,
I made the fatal mistake of saying, look, how the hell are they going to do this in 2 or 3 or 4 episodes? And Janeen responded really well.
Well, I said, if they can turn around and bring 5 people back from the dead in an hour's episode, imagine what they can do with lovers in 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, that's true. There are a lot of shows that constantly
bring Vampire Diaries.
I wasn't going to name them.
Well, I will.
Okay.
Vampire Diaries.
True.
You bring people back from the dead every time. So a lot can happen in one episode. There's a scene between Vincent and JT was only on screen for 1:30, I think maybe 1:30 at the most. Not a long time, but you got a lot in that 1:30.
Yeah, and because it was the bromance and
because
the
quality and
the way Vincent even walked in being concerned about JT, it was elements, it was weaving the old Vincent in, and I loved that.
And you can almost say to yourself that the relationship of Vincent and JT is back. Almost back to the point where it was, and yet you only saw them for 1:30.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, you raise a good point. I got nostalgic. I think I got very nostalgic.
I'm nostalgic every time I mention the word Beauty and the Beast. But, I think,
Because interestingly enough, on my way over to your place today,
just talk over
I heard the song Never Let Me Go, Florence and the Machine, which is what closed the pilot episode when Vincent was crouching on the rooftop watching Catherine through the window in that very first episode, and that brought back so many memories. And I think even I've fallen victim to a little bit of nostalgia. Fireworks, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, all good. But I'm another one. I just want to see Vincat back together, and I understand the big picture, like where it's going. I know we're going to get it. It's been talked about now with some of the crew that, just be patient, another 2 or 3 episodes. I am patient. I'm being really good. But for me, for whatever reason, this episode just didn't.
They said 2 or 3 episodes, right? Episode 1's already gone. So now you've only got another 1 or 2 episodes to go.
Well, hang on. We're up to 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And in 14 and 15, apparently that's where it's really starting to get together.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there isn't indications before that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
I think you've only got another 1, maybe 2 at the most with Tori.
Yeah, 2.
2 with Tori, and then she's gone.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think we've got to the end of the season with Gabe, but, can't help that.
Sorry, Sendel.
Sorry, Sendel. Sendel, you know what? You should come in as the archaeologist. I would love you.
Or have a mad, passionate love affair with Tori. Gabe and Tori. I can see that. Ex-Beast, current Beast. I don't have a problem with that.
No, I do.
Oh, I don't.
Because I think Gabe deserves someone better than Tori.
Oh,
let me rephrase that. I think Gabe needs someone with a more intelligent brain than Tori. Gabe needs someone with brains, where Tori's just a spoiled little rich girl.
Yeah, but that's not her fault.
No, I'm not saying it.
Not her fault. Well, that's true. You didn't say that.
No, I'm just
Anyway,
saying she's a spoiled little rich girl.
So, yeah, I'm a little bit ambivalent. Oh, stop it. A little bit. She didn't do that at all.
She did say.
No, she didn't.
What about our future? What about
I don't ever recall her.
I'll tell you about your
tone of
future,
voice.
Tori. There isn't one.
So, yeah, very ambivalent. Very ambivalent.
I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Now, why did you love it?
You know what? I can't even. I was a stupid good on my face just thinking about it. I remember watching the episode, smiling, laughing, going, "Oh, that was so cool," because from the moment I watched the way JT, see Austin,
Yeah,
the way
on our brain.
Vincent slid into the beginning of the talk.
Oh, the talk. See, the
So
talk
you didn't
did
get that?
nothing for me.
And I think the talk. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Yep.
I think
Please.
him being on the talk was more about promoting Beauty and the Beast than it was to the storyline.
Oh, now, see, from that point of view, I get it. It's a little bit clever.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, they've
promotion
needed-
of Beauty and the Beast
because
within the show to external. Yeah, I like that.
Because the audience was
okay,
part of that,
but see,
right?
I like that.
So I'm
Yes.
going to go a little bit further and say the whole thing about Jay Ryan being on the talk as Vincent
Yep.
will open that up to a whole new audience.
True.
So the
Sharon
reason-
Osbourne and
she
Julie
tweeted,
Chicky Baby were
they all
certainly
tweeted
impressed.
about it. They were
Yep.
impressed with him, and because he was there as the character
Yep.
to the audience,
Yep.
they were part of the show.
Yes.
They're of course going to watch and go, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Now, then they interviewed him as himself, I think.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'm not
conflicting
100%
stories
sure
about
on that, but
Yep.
I've heard that. Anyway, so the reason why I liked that, because to me it was Vincent's realisation that he was more of a lion now
Yep.
than he was before,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to be that anymore.
True.
That was his realisation. That
And he
that
certainly
question,
blamed Tory for it.
Yeah, that question that was asked of him, where do you see yourself in the future?
Yep.
He realised that he didn't want to be where he was.
Mm.
So I think from where we are told that it's been a couple of weeks since he's been in the hospital.
Yeah,
So
around
we
about
can
2
only lead
weeks.
to assume
Yep.
that
Hasn't been long.
but Tori's had him doing press junket after interview after everything, and he's now a personality.
Yes.
And he's come to realise that he doesn't want to be that because he's not that person.
Yeah, true.
So I think that the talk show was the realisation that he didn't want to be there.
Mm.
And then when he came back out and he blamed Tori, he said, "I don't know why that you talked me into this." And so all these little things that Tori's going to push him into doing that people are going to think he likes, he's going to realise he doesn't.
True. That is
So
very
that's
true.
why I like
I guess
the
I
talk.
wanted more substance in that segment.
Yes.
Because they harped on about his looks. And he really didn't
why
have...
wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, okay, but they
Did you
harped on...
see it?
Yeah, of course I saw it.
Do you want me to
But I
65 inches.
I actually
Well,
preferred
Darren.
him at the Russian embassy
Oh, so
than
did
on
I.
the talk.
So did I. But
the
he's still
talk-
cute.
Yeah.
He still
Preaching-
went like this.
Hello, preaching to the converted here.
He's still tongue rolled. God, I love that man's tongue rolled.
Oh dear, I know. I have seen all the Facebook posts.
Anyway.
I know. We all know.
So that's why I like
It
that.
lacked a bit of substance for me. That the talk segment.
Yeah.
I probably would have liked it if Catherine had been sitting at home watching it, going, "Oh,
No, but it wasn't about Catherine.
I know.
The talk
but-
show isn't about Catherine. People, separate thyselves. The talk
Although
show...
indirectly it is, because when he doesn't know what his future entails now because everything's changed because Catherine's not there, that is a factor.
No, he doesn't know what his future is because he doesn't want what Tori's giving him.
True, I
It's
agree.
not Catherine.
No, but Catherine has to figure into it.
Not at the moment. She just shot him. He's not happy with her.
Well,
And
this
when
is true.
he's not around her, which we're assuming they haven't been in contact for a couple of weeks, it's not about Catherine. It's about him realising that he doesn't want the life that Tori wants him to have.
Well, yeah, I get that.
And
I
I'm
get that.
actually... Even the
Still
news...
think that whole segment lacks substance.
Well, see, I disagree.
Okay, well we will.
Because I don't
we will
only
gently
because-
and politely agree.
You're wrong. No.
We will agree.
No, honestly,
to
think
disagree.
it didn't need, for me, it didn't need the substance that you were looking for because I'm looking at it from a different point of view.
True. And see, Beasties, this is how you have an intelligent discussion about what you like and what you don't like.
This is how you agree to disagree agreeably.
Yeah, exactly. So, I did read something else on social media. Oh, Vincent killed Shorty in cold blood. Hello?
No.
Shorty was the one that knocked JT over the head, that threatened to come back and kill him, that had actually pulled out a gun, said screw you, and was going to shoot Vincent.
He had, what do you do? Cock the trigger?
Yeah, cocked the trigger.
He'd cocked the gun to shoot him.
Yeah.
That's when Vincent killed him. No cold blood, self-defence.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, that was a bit smart-assy. Didn't mean
I
it.
know. No, well, we didn't mean
But
it
yeah,
to be
no.
smart.
So we're
that's
gonna
what happened.
We're gonna break it down and show you the error of your ways. Look, I actually there was one person on Facebook which I'm going to name and apologise to Pat, because she put on there her feelings about that the episode, other parts of them at the consulate.
Oh yes.
And she said that she saw something in particular, and my response was, well, I didn't see that. I just saw denial.
Yep.
This is how I said it, Pat. It was, I didn't see that. I just saw denial, not in anger that may have come across in the words. So yeah, the way I said it was, I didn't see that. I just saw denial. So that's how I wrote it. So if you can read that again with that tone, right, Pat. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Wasn't aiming to shut you down. It was like, no, I just didn't see that. So yeah, so there's a few people that didn't like that whole interaction between Vincent and Catherine at the consulate for whatever reason. Whereas to me, everybody was just denial.
Yeah.
Denying the fact that they love each other, denying the fact that, were you jealous, Vincent? No, actually I wasn't. Well, yes you were.
Of course he was.
Because he doesn't like her at the moment. Doesn't mean he doesn't love her. You can. I mean, I love Steve to the earth, and there's sometimes I just don't like him.
Yep.
So it's possible to be totally in love with someone, just not like them very much for a particular moment.
Yep. And I love the fact that this time she didn't shoot him again, because obviously she wasn't going to take the chance that this time she might kill him, because she managed to almost do that last time.
Do you think that was why?
Only partly.
Yeah.
I think a part of her realised, well, shooting didn't really help the situation that much last time. Maybe if I back down, he'll back down. That's what he did. She didn't shoot, and he dropped Patrick. He backed down as well. When she backed down and he saw that she'd backed down, he backed down as well.
I think it was more a case of, I'm proving to you that I didn't want to shoot you the first time.
Oh yeah. Could be an element of that too. God, these two have got a ways to go. Actually, there was a comment.
It'll be done in a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, probably. Somebody had written, oh my God, you know what I hope? I hope this is like Bobby Ewing in Dallas, that Catherine is going to wake up in bed, you'll hear the shower running, Vincent will walk out of the shower and hop into bed with her, and you'll realise that all of these episodes have been just a dream. But you would like the scene of him walking out of the shower and hopping into the bed.
Yeah, but I don't need all the anguish that's gone with it. I don't need all the oh my god moments and you did true. What? You want to put that where? Moments.
Put what where?
You want to put that where? That's why girls have wrinkles. Because they're always saying to the husbands, you want to put that where?
I'm so not going near that one.
There's no sexual connotation to that at all.
Alright.
It's about the fact that they want to put their hats on the kitchen table and they want to clean their golf clubs in the sink.
Oh.
You want to do what?
Okay. Anyway, I did like that. I did laugh when I read that this is all a bad dream, that Catherine's going to wake up and Vincent's just going to walk out of the shower and hop into bed.
I don't like you very much.
Well, so, look, we've seen the previews for next week.
Kick-ass cat.
Kick-ass cat. I'm hoping there's more to the story than just kick-ass cat.
Oh no,
I like the way that the whole promo is focused on cat kicking Tori's ass. I hate you. That actually seems slightly out of character, so I wonder if there's something more going on underneath the surface.
There always is.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
we've
what I
learned
noticed.
time and time again that the spoilers are nowhere near as bad as they will lead us to believe.
Yes, true.
And we're led to believe because of the way they've put it together that Vincent is saying to Catherine, "Why did you do that?" It might not. It might even be saying it to JT.
Yeah, could be to anybody.
It could be
anybody. Could be totally unrelated scenes.
Yes. Well, yeah. So I'm not going to read anything into it. And guys, look, I think we all sometimes. I know we all get carried away.
I've
with
noticed
our own
that.
thoughts and our own
Yes,
feelings and
yes.
our own assumptions and our own thises and our own that's.
Mm.
But I think some need to think before they put it on paper.
Some, a lot
Me
more
included.
need to
Me
think.
included at times. Like I sometimes just react and then think, oh shit.
But I've seen appalling things, again, on Facebook and Twitter over Amber.
I saw one that I thought, I can't believe that a mature woman would incite that type of response from people
I agree.
or push them to
Yes.
respond.
Yes. There's been some beasties behaving
Please.
very, very badly.
When-
Constructive criticism,
Sure.
like us.
Mhm.
I didn't like all elements of this episode, loved other elements. There's something missing for me, and it is possibly Vincat, but I know they'll be back. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'll deal with it.
You better.
Well, we do these reviews every week, so yeah, that would be good. But it's okay to be conflicted. It's okay to be a bit deflated. It's okay to love some elements, hate
You
other
love
elements.
element.
But I'm
here.
not about to. Stop it. I am not about to tweet
Hate.
Amber or Sendell hate, and that's what I've seen. They're
Yeah.
actors playing a role. We keep harping on about this.
But
And actually, it is a
into it
testament.
now?
We're going to be on episode 11 next week.
Episode 11, and we're still telling people to be mature and grown up. I think that's a bit ridiculous, actually.
It's a bit sad. I keep reading appalling things. Look, I'm unashamedly of the opinion still that Vincent is the ultimate victim in this. He's not a jerk. He's not an ass. He was brainwashed. He had his brain completely wiped. He hasn't got all of his memories back. He's still running on snapshots in his mind of what happened before. He hasn't been able to connect all the dots and put that history together and feel it in here.
Do you know what I'm going to tell you to do? I know there's a lot of people that don't like spoilers out there, and I don't think what I'm about to tell you is a spoiler per se. But to get a really good insight of what's happening, go onto Facebook, look up Austin Basis,
Yes.
and look at his most recent interview. It goes for about 23 minutes.
Yep.
Now, there's nothing in there that I haven't I sat there the whole way going, yep, totally agree, and I absolutely agree. The only thing I didn't like about the interview is that it was with Austin Basis talking about Vincent and Catherine most of the time. But in saying that, Austin let out some absolute pearls of wisdom in regard to the episode.
But he always does.
And regards to the show, the whole series. So, guys, do yourself a favour, as Molly Melton would say. Do yourself a favour. Go and look at Austin Basis' Facebook page and his most recent interview. And you will hopefully come away with a different outlook towards the show. Because... Or go onto Twitter and have a look at BATB Writers and their question and answers this morning that happened. There's some good stuff there as well. And it's not spoiling anything for you, but people are out there with the same concerns as you.
Yeah.
And these have been addressed by either A, Austin in the interview, or B, the writers on Twitter.
And to another degree, Catherine Ashton has had
she's
some
had some great tweets
in response as well.
Yeah.
We just have to have faith. We didn't get sexy, loving, right into each other. We saw the build up to it. But
Catherine Ashton, I'm sorry, your costumes let me down this week.
we preferred the ones last week.
Yes, we prefer the ones where there is no costume.
But you can't have that every episode either.
Why not? 5 minutes,
okay,
work it out.
Yeah, you could.
Work it out.
Yeah, you could. Actually, you're dead right. So
Wake up in the morning, get out of bed.
You know what? What do you give
love
the episode?
love your stuff.
What do you give
Catherine?
the episode out of 10?
I loved it, but there was no naked from the West Up Vincent,
And no real Vincat.
and no real Vincat. But I loved the bromance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm going to go 8.5.
Okay.
I loved the episode, and I totally smiled and laughed throughout the whole episode, and I'm really super excited for next week. But I have to take money away from the no naked from the waist up Vincent. Deborah said that there was no naked from the waist up Vincent. Did anyone get that? And no
Just
Vincat.
once or twice. And no Vincat.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go 8.5.
I'm probably a 7-ish sort of person, 7.5. Because the first time I absolutely got into it and delighted in the scenes were the bromance scenes. The rest of it, I just went, yeah, this is good, this is fun, I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Do you know, I actually made notes, but they're over there.
You can go get them if you like.
One moment, please.
Okay, she's going to go and get her notes. We can't help it. This has been a fairly divisive episode for us, but that's okay. That's going to happen. And she's coming back again now. And my God, when you said you wrote notes, you weren't kidding.
No, I didn't. I can't see. I've got my glasses on.
Anyway, Austin, thank you for what you do for the show. And thank you for your voice of reason at times. We love it. We love you.
Right.
We want more JT and Vincent, and again, we want more JT and Tess. We didn't get JT and Tess in this episode. I want more.
Oh, okay. I've written here the cafe scene between Catherine and Tess.
Yes.
That I think that was more just the writers reiterating who am I.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's what I felt. It was a cute scene, but it was more about the reiteration of Catherine saying, "Well, who am I without Vincent?"
Yeah. Yep.
So I thought. Anyway.
Yes, I do agree.
The chat after the Vincent Tory chat after the thing was that I loved that he didn't want to live the life she was creating for them. Right? I loved that she didn't want to live the lie. He didn't want to live the lie that Tory was creating.
Yep.
Few notes.
Just pages of them. That's all right.
Loved that Kat had alerts about Vincent.
Oh yes, the referendia alert about Vincent being on the talk. She's completely over Vincent. You know, she's getting on with her life. She's moving on. It's fine. It's all good.
I've got
hello. I'm alerted to everything he does publicly. Yeah, I'm really over it.
I think I like him. I love the chats outside the office with Kat and Gabe. I've just put gag. Because, he's trying to say, "Oh, you sure about this?" And, well, F off.
Kudos too, as a guest star, really liking Elizabeth Rome.
Oh, okay, then I love, Tori thinks that she knows Vincent. It's funny that she has no idea. Tori, you are out of your league. I love that this is becoming more and more obvious and her age is showing, the age gap between them.
Yeah, the age gap between them is showing, I do agree. Because she doesn't have the life experience, the trauma, the tragedy that Catherine has got. She doesn't have that etched into her being like Catherine. So the naivety is starting to come through. Yeah. But you would expect naivety in her circumstances. So actually she's playing that really well.
She is playing it really well, but she's too young for it. Then I've gone Shades of V in season 1. This is the first scene between Vincent and Jay. And I love the way Vincent said, yeah. When he was asking about, when JT said to me, "That's where you saw Kat," he's like, "Yeah." I don't know why, but I love that line. Just the way he does it was great. Beast up.
Beast up.
Beast up and avenge me. JT
Beast 911. There were so many pearls of wisdom in that conversation and so many great one-liners. I keep going back to that. Best scene in the whole episode.
Oh, and the other thing I've got here is when JT says to Tori, okay, because someone was saying that JT was pushing Vincent towards Tori.
No,
right?
not at all. I didn't see that.
And I think because there's one line that actually says it all about how JT feels about it, and it is, you can fight it all you want, meaning their connection. You can fight it all you want, but the truth is you are connected.
Exactly.
He's not trying to push them romantically. He's not saying that fight the romance. That's not what he's saying. He's saying you can fight all you want, the connection. It's there.
Actually, that brings it back to a tweet, or I think it was into the latest Brad Kearns interview where Sherry and Jennifer also put in their bit. And I think Sherry says at one point that Vincent and Tori have a connection that he and Catherine could never have. And a lot of beasties jumped up and down about that and said, how dare she say that? Well, but actually, it's true. You may not like it, but they may well be the only two beasts left in the world. They are connected in a way.
Well, they're both beasts.
Yeah, and that's purely what it is.
And that is fact. And that's not a romantic thing. Yeah. It's fact. They are both beasts.
Exactly.
Catherine doesn't have that. I think it was Monique's hypothesis about what all this was, and she
Camera's
thought,
that way, sweetheart.
Seriously, can you put it over there?
No, because then you would just turn back that way.
And she was saying that she thinks that when Catherine touches the gem, something happens.
Yeah, that something may happen.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
But I don't want this to be so much beast and master. I want it to be more along the lines of, now I'm just thinking this as I'm saying it, I haven't put no more thought behind it other than what's coming out of my mouth now.
Yep.
Maybe Vincent and Catherine were long lost lovers, or were lovers in the very, very early years, and there was a spell cast on Vincent to be the Beast.
That
and the
harkens
jewel
back to the original Beauty and the Beast.
Right? And the jewel,
like
when Catherine touched the jewel, it would bring him back to be a human.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, I
That
see,
thought
I
just,
like that.
That thought just came into my head. Maybe it wasn't so much about Master and Beast. It's not about that, because it's not about Catherine ruling Vincent or anything else. Maybe there was a spell put on Vincent to make him a beast, or Vincent's ancestors, you know, I'm talking their ancestors here, that the Catherine and Vincent connection is that Vincent's beast and Catherine's ancestors were lovers, and a spell was cast upon them.
Oh, see, I like that. That goes right into the fairy tale and the mythology at the heart of Beauty and the Beast.
That thought just came to me. I need to go away and work on that, because honestly, no more thought other than what just came out of my mouth have I put behind that.
I like that a lot. So, yeah, and I like the fact that the connection is on her dad's side. Didn't see that one coming.
No.
But there is a connection. I like the fact that one of her ancestors was a freaking inspector, female inspector for Scotland Yard back in 1836. That's pretty rare. So she had something else going for her.
My mind's going crazy about what I just thought of then.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
That. But the gem was there, was the way that Catherine could bring, or Catherine's ancestor could bring Vincent back to his human form.
I like it. See, now we're getting into
on
fairy
that
tales.
note, that's the end of it.
So don't get your beast hackles up about Tori and Vincent being connected in a way that he and Catherine can't ever have, because it is actually true. Doesn't mean that it has to necessarily mean all that much. It's just true. You know, that's all. And that's cool.
Yeah. And look, you know, I expect Vincent and Tori to kiss. Expect Catherine to kiss Karin.
And then you won't be disappointed.
You're not going to be disappointed, and you can be elated if it doesn't happen. But if you put the expectation out there and the expectation doesn't get met, then you won't be disappointed.
Or horrified, or appalled, or bugged out, or
all the above.
Or want to, you know, throw up, or all the above.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, both of them are a means to an end.
Yeah.
You know, he may go in to kiss Tori and then go, what the hell am I doing? She's not who I want to kiss.
What was your theory about him leaning to kiss?
Yeah.
You said something.
Some have said that near kiss was on his houseboat.
In the photos.
Yeah, in the photos. In the photos it caused an absolute meltdown on social
media.
media.
We're talking about, for those that don't know, there were some photos that were released recently, or we think were released, with last week's promotion on one of the websites, but we've been told it wasn't actually last week, it was next week. So now there's confusion about whether these photos related to 210 and were just cut, or whether they're going to be in 211. So that's what we're talking about.
Yep, exactly. And they're shots of Vincent with his hands, you know, sort of like this, and he's leaning in very close as if he's going to kiss. Yeah, going to kiss Tori. And
no, I wasn't going to kiss her.
So many people are up at arms about those shots. Now, his eyes are closed. Tori is quite startled. She's got her hand in a bag. I'm not convinced they're on the houseboat. If it is from next week's episode, we had in the early days of their relationship that Tori somehow amplified Vincent's powers as a beast. We haven't seen much of that since he got her away from the bomb blast in her apartment. So I have this thought that next week's episode is called Held Hostage. The girls, Tess, Tori and Catherine, all get taken hostage by a group that's after the jewel. Tori appears to be wearing it.
No, it's not.
No, there's something about them being after the jewel.
Yes, that's true. But the one that she's wearing, it was answered by the writers or answered by Catherine. It's not the jewel.
Okay, all right. So anyway, they've kidnapped the girls. They've taken them hostage. What's to say that Vincent has somehow walked into that situation pretending to be just some innocuous passerby, or maybe the concerned boyfriend of Tori, and he's gone up to Tori and he's gone in for the kiss, but actually what he's going to say is, Tori, go with me here, you amplify my beast, this is my way of getting us out of here, and it's that amplification that makes him beast out, that can save them all, and it's what he's afraid that everybody might see because he's suddenly going to go full on beast to save them all. But he needs Tori to do that, and that's his.
I like it.
That's his way of getting in close enough to her without raising their suspicions, going in to kiss her, but saying, "Hey, Tori, go with me
I
here.
like that theory.
I've got to bust us out of here. This is how we're doing it. I'm using you and your powers to amplify mine. Let's get the hell out of Dodge."
I like that because it wasn't actually until you just said Tori looks startled.
Yeah.
That I'm thinking, yeah, she does. She doesn't look like she's expecting this kiss. So I think you're right. I think it's more about the fact that he's pretending to be the concerned boyfriend to mask what. Yeah.
Because it's across the media that the war hero is going out with the Windsor heiress. That was in the newspaper clipping. Everybody knows it or thinks that they're going out anyway, so that's maybe his ruse to get into the situation to save them all. Because his eyes are closed. He's not looking at her like he wants to kiss her, and she's not looking like the Tory we'd expect would want him to kiss her.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a kid. It doesn't look like a romantic kiss.
Exactly. So I just have a theory that it's something else altogether, and if it is in next week's episode, it may not actually be that kind of kiss. So just stay tuned.
Well, I mean, we saw in the previews leading up to next week that there was a girl running down the alley. We didn't see that.
Yeah, that was deleted. So look, they could have been deleted scenes from 210.
Could have been.
But I had the feeling I saw the website that had the pictures go, whoops, our bad, sorry, they got mixed up. These aren't the right photos. So they could be, just in preparation, they could be from 211, but it could be something completely different.
Yeah. Oh.
Because the show is very good at that.
But you're right. It wasn't until you said that she wasn't expecting to kiss, and I thought, oh.
She's startled.
You're right.
You can see that in the picture.
And her hand's in a handbag, not around him.
Because let's face it, if Vincent Keller leaned in to kiss you, what would you do?
I wouldn't be putting my hand in my handbag, ma'am. I'd be like, you can't see my other hand, lucky, because I'd be going, yeah, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Every beastie on the planet is going, yeah, baby.
My hand's going under here.
Yes.
Down lower. This hand's up there. This hand's going in the crotch area.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we've got to keep this G-rated, remember?
It is.
Okay. Well, I reckon we have just gone on
How long have we been going for?
It doesn't say.
Oh, it does. 47 minutes. Sorry, guys. That's a long one.
How did you see that?
So, yeah, look. If I get in front of that, see?
Oh, damn. I didn't even see that. Okay.
Sorry,
That's
guys.
because
Too
it's
long.
white on white. Yeah, we are a bit long. But there was a lot to get through this week.
Yeah, she's wrong. I'm right. All good. Not really.
It's just as well I love you.
No, but no, that's not true.
But yeah, look, there was a lot of ambivalence from Beasties. I did pick up on that. A lot loved it, a lot were ambivalent about it, and I think we're a good cross-section of both opinions of that episode.
We don't always agree, but we agree to disagree.
Exactly.
And then we move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I must admit, as much as I don't object to Tori, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with seeing Catherine whoop her ass.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
I like it.
You know.
Kick-ass cat's back.
Yes, exactly.
That's what we want.
See, I'm still of the school that Catherine, at the outset of season 2, and when she discovered about her father, she should have got her father in the queue with Gabe close behind him and said, Vincent, darling, you're welcome to rip both their hearts out. Because of what they did to you and us, you're welcome to rip their hearts out. Start with Daddy Dearest, he's the big bad, then move on to Gabe.
I'm going to do a paraphrase of an Austin basis, and for all those people that are complaining that Vincent's not the same Vincent's not the same Vincent. Of course he's not.
He can't be.
The guy's been abducted, he's been brainwashed, he's been,
tortured.
He's been tortured.
Yep.
Of course he's not the same Vincent. Just let him find himself.
Yeah, exactly.
We better go, it's too long.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for listening to us, Beasties. We'll be back next week and we'll try and be much, much briefer about Kick-Ass Cat. I'm Karin, BATB Passion.
I'm Janeen, Janeen on Twitter and J. Cole on Facebook.
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace out. Bye.